Very good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. Before I continue, let me remind you that, like any other YouTube videos, our YouTube videos also having a dialog box. In this dialog box, there is a paragraph followed by a link. If you click on this link, then you would be able to reach to the free groups by Treasury Consulting, which includes Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Telegram, all the free groups wherein we keep sharing the information. Apart from that, if you wanted to have any information about our TRFX Academy, which is starting 530 rupees per year, our recently launched penny stock trainings group, our FNO Learnings Academy, our video trainings, our trainings which started from 400 rupees, and so on. So you can WhatsApp at 9818485155. I repeat, 9818485155. Life is really very interesting that whenever I look at regulation, I always find that who are those people who make regulations? Are they not understand where exactly we are heading? Or we are not in a situation to we really not interested to understand where are they heading? Is regulations are self-timid? Now self-timid means we made regulation in such a way that it would only hit few people and it will not hit few people. I raised a lot of concerns on RBI regulations on often basis on my YouTube channel, which includes their dividend policies, include non-deliverable markets. By the way, 2 months before, Hindi media was giving hype to the non-deliverable markets reforms by RBI. Where are these reforms now? Oh my God. Forget it. Because when these policies were done, I came in public domain, analyzed these policies and gave the comments. Same thing happened. Is anyone right now talking about the non-deliverable market of India? Non-deliverable market of Indian rupee in India? No one, guys, because the point is very clear. You just need to create a hype, and after that hype, you sleep. Yet another thing is Reserve Bank of India proposes criteria for the NBFC dividend payments. There are many listed NBFC stocks we have in India. And in the last 2 weeks, there were some concerns or views that few of the NBFC stocks might get a banking license. Very intelligent people of the globe started thinking that banking license is like getting a pizza. You just give a phone call and you get a banking license. And I was very surprised that at that point of time, many non-banking financial corporations stock price were, but now they are back. And I'm sure that many retail investors bought these stocks without any due diligence. Rest you know. All those NBFC stocks, those who got hype in the last 2 weeks because of that banking news, now they were like that. And now, oops, we never thought about that. Because we really do not have time for research. Since we do not have time for research, we are always busy relying Hindi media. And when we busy relying Hindi media, rest we know. Reserve Bank of India have made some changes according to which non-banking financial corporations to pay dividend to the shareholders. This is effective 1st April 2020, as and when the dividends being paid. According to that, a systematically important non-banking financial corporation should have the capital adequacy ratio of 15% in the last 3 years. I'm not concerned about capital adequacy ratio. They said it is 15%. By the way, it is a very huge number. 15% in a current market situation, it's imaginary, But anyways, my question is not 15%. My question is little different. My question is the logic of capital adequacy ratio. Example. DBS DBS was asked to take over LVB, Lakshmi Vilas Bank. Thousands of crores of retail money washed out, but everybody was and DBS India said, we are well capitalized, but DBS Group Singapore would be pumping the money. Excuse me, if you are well capitalized, why DBS Singapore is pumping the money? Why don't you pump the money? Here comes the biggest question of capital adequacy ratio of 2020. If capital adequacy ratio of 15% is required to declare dividend, then I'm sure that non-banking financial corporations are having the easiest way, simplest way. And what is that? They will just raise the money from the public or maybe from the banks, and it is 15%. You know that how this cycle works. People sometimes invest in non-banking financial corporation, or people invest in banks. Banks give funding to non-banking financial corporation. 15% ratio of non-banking financial corporation is really not a difficult target. You just need to raise the money. Simple. You just need to do anything. You just need to raise the money, and rest is very simplistic in nature, to be honest. Another thing is that RBI said the non-systematically important, non-deposit taking NBFC should have a leverage ratio of below 7%, and a core investment company have at least net worth of at least 30% of RWA. How many banks in India are at Basel III? Tell me, how many banks in India are making annual report as per Basel III? How many banks in India are even giving Pillar 3 disclosures? You know the answer. And 99.99% banks are audited by Big Fours. And in some cases, same partners are auditing one or more banks. RWA, risk-weighted asset. Absolutely stunning. Where is RWL, risk-weighted liabilities? You wanted to read? Worth at least 30% of its aggregated RWA on its balance sheet, and risk-adjusted value on off-balance sheet items for the last 3 years. Absolutely stunning, guys. Where is RWL? Risk-weighted liabilities. If any chartered accountant is listening to this video, I hope he will not disagree that balance sheet having two components, assets and liabilities. While asset come on the right hand side and liabilities comes on the right and left hand side, and the total has to tally. And more importantly, immunization. Did you ever look at the annual report of Goldman, JP, HSBC? You will get to know what I wanted to convey. But we don't have time for that. I understand. We don't have time to read these reports. More important thing is that apart, the net bad loan ratio should be less than 6% in each last 3 years to pay dividend. Excuse me, bad loan? Where is ECL, expected credit losses? Basel III is saying that credit losses can be of two types. Number one, expected credit losses. Number two, unexpected credit losses. And Basel III is in the concurrence of the fact that the credit losses could be either way. Example, when 2020 started, no one ever thought in the dreams that what is going to happen. The biggest banks of the globe, Goldman, JP, Standard Chartered, HSBC, they booked heavy credit volume in their books. And they were not wrong, to be honest, because there is no other option. There is no other option. Now, is this expected credit losses? Not at all, because no one envisaged that what is going to get happen in 2020. No one. This is unexpected credit losses. Thankfully, US economy is slowly recovering, and this amount is slowly receding, and a very good news for the US banks. But guys, more importantly and very importantly, unexpected credit losses can come anytime. God knows what is there in the destiny in 2021. We really do not know. Do we know? Maybe no one. Except the Lord. I'm forced to think that who are these people, those who make policies? Are they really understand what is happening in the world? Sometimes to me it looks like we are in the world of digital watches and somebody is wearing the same old watch. By the way, this would very soon end up as a regulation, and people need to follow these regulations. I'm always of the opinion, and which I'm sharing in the public domain, is that regulation is something which should be holistic in nature. Regulation is something which should be tested on all grounds, like vaccine. Regulation is something which is made by the competent people, and regulation is something who should not be backtracked, rather it should have a stress test. And I think this is one of the reasons why, except few countries of the globe, many countries are unable to call themselves as a global financial center. After 6 months, I'm turning 37, but I'm sure by the time I would turn 50, which is 13 years, many countries forget global financial center. They will not be global in nature. Regulation needs to be holistic, stress test, covering each and every aspect of the game. And guys, do not forget that the quantum of the loan which is standing in the books of NBFC, and as and when it is getting matured. Economic shocks are not automatic. We create them. And when we create them, then the young generation regret them. And the so-called regulators who made them, by the time they are all retired, and they come in newspapers and give comments like a cricket match. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp 9818485155. Have a very great time and happy regulations. Thank you.